What's going on? Welcome to today's lesson. So today we are going to get into the good stuff. Today we are actually going to craft your offer, and I'm going to show you how you can use simple components in order to make your offer amazing. And it's not going to take you a whole lot of time. It's not going to cost you a whole lot of money. It's really going to be something very simple and very easy for you to do, but it's going to create a ton of value in your prospects' minds. So really quick, I want to tell you a quick story. So back to that time when I went to San Diego and I was at the high ticket coaching event, right? So the guy that's putting on the event, his name is Alex, and basically what it is day one. It's all teaching stuff, telling stories. It's getting people framed for the offer that he's going to make, right? And then day number two, he goes through it's some teaching, but then he does his offer, and then day number three. They structure it in this way, so day number three, he can repitch his offer and try to close any people that are on the fence, right? So that's how this event is set up. And so day number one, awesome. Day number two is great. And then he gets down, like the last thing we do before everyone goes home is he starts going into his offer. And he starts pitching all the different elements of his offer, right? So you get the one-on-one coaching, you get to be part of his mastermind group, you get to be part of his sales training or whatever. Like he has all these different components that you get as part of his offer, and then he had this. So that offer was $30,000 if you paid in a payment plan, or $25,000 if you paid it all up front in cash. And then he pitched another offer which was $60,000 with the payment plan, or $50,000 if you paid in cash. And that second offer was you get all the stuff from the first offer, but you also get to go do a weekend in Fiji or something like that with him and this other guy, and they're going to literally sit down and help you craft your thing and do your sales pitch and all this stuff. They're gonna help you make phone calls and show you how to talk and sell and da 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 da, right? And they had all this stuff with the offer. And so this guy's up there, Alex is up there, and he's pitching the offer and he's building the value, and he's like, guys, this is over $197,000 in value, and if you decide to take action today, it's only $60,000, right? And he was like, who's ready to take action? And he just looks around the room, right? And everybody's sitting there. Everybody has a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling because that's a lot of freaking money, first and foremost. But then secondly, you don't know, like, is anybody going to stand up? Because nobody stood up initially. Nobody stood up. And you're like, dude, I feel bad for this guy. He's like, he just made his offer and nobody's standing up. And then finally one guy stands up and he's like, I'm ready, right? And he's like, you can see the relief come over Alex's face. And he walks over and he talks to the guy, and he's asking the guy why he's ready to move forward, why he's ready to get started. Boom, boom, boom. And the guy says, I've been doing this and that, and I'm ready to take action, and I'm ready to invest, and da 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 da. Right. So then he's like, okay, who else? Who else is ready to take action? And nobody else stood up. Nobody else in the room stood up. Okay. Literally, nobody else in the room stood up. There's about 50 to 60 people in the room. Only one guy stood up for his offer, for the $60,000 offer. And so we go home that night. We come back the next day, and the next day the show opens up with Alex's girlfriend doing a presentation. And the presentation she's doing is, she's a copywriter. And if you don't know what copywriter is, basically she's kind of like a person that writes stuff to sell shit, right? She's a master salesperson via the written word, is a simple way to explain what a copywriter is. And so, and she's worked with giants in the industry, like if you're not from marketing, you won't know these guys, but she's worked with people like Joe Polish. She's worked with people like Perry Belcher, like these big giant names in the marketing industry. And she goes through and she's doing a presentation and she's like pitching her thing, and she's like, I'm going to give you my email copywriting hacks. I'm going to give you one-on-one consultation. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. And then she's like, all of this, if you is worth whatever it is, $12,587. But here's how much I'm going to give it to you for today for. She goes to the next slide and she says, free. I'm going to give this to you guys for free when you invest in Alex's program, right? And so she built up all this value about the writing, right? How to write copy and how to get people to buy stuff via her expertise. And she's worked with these giants and her backstory and everything else. So people got excited. So when she said how many people are ready to get started, like 30 people raised their hand, right? 30 people ended up buying the offer, Alex's offer. Some of them bought the $60,000 offer. Some of them bought the $30,000 offer. But it was her little presentation, her offer of being able to copyright that sent people over the edge, right? That was the little thing that did the trick, her little program. And so how do you go from one person to 30 people with one little offer, like one little addition to the offer? Well, it's simple. Like we talked about in past lessons, people have internal fears, right? People have internal fears. And a lot of times, like people might think, okay, I can create I can, whatever you're selling me, right? If you're selling me this pen, okay, cool. This pen looks good. I can use it, but I still, my handwriting sucks, right? So then what's the next thing they would need is like an awesome handwriting course, right? And then it's like, okay, cool, I got this awesome handwriting course, but I don't want to be sending people mail with these yellow legal pads, right? Okay, cool. The next thing you get is this eloquent, old school, old English looking paper to write on, and this is what you're going to send in the mail to your prospects, right? You create an offer, but people have these internal fears, and the thing is, you got to find a way to add things to your offer that help people overcome the internal fears, just like we talked about before. And you want to do that in a way that's not going to overly exert you, that's not going to put you in a position where you're spending way more time and way more energy and effort than you need to be. So basically, we're going to hop into the PowerPoint and we're going to show you the 4 different components of an offer, okay? So if you've done your homework, you will have noticed these a lot. But the first one is written, right? So the first one is you can have a written component, right? So maybe a checklist. That can be like a cheat sheet. That can be an ebook. That can be a guide. That can be a whatever it is, right? There's 1,000 different ways to do it, but pretty much you want to stick with ebooks, checklist, guides, scripts, something simple that you can add, that you can create once and then it's done. You don't have to keep recreating it. You create it once, then it's done. The next thing you can do is a physical component, right? So physical would be like the pen or like, this folio that I have here, right? So a physical component just adds a little bit more perceived value when you have a physical component to your offer. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so when I bought Russell Brunson's coaching program, which cost me $3,200, one of the physical bonuses, the only physical bonus actually that he gave with it, was this book. It's called The 12-Month Millionaire, and this is the exact book by this guy named Vincent James, who literally made $100 million in 12 months. $100 million in 12 months selling supplements. And this is his exact guide for how he did it, right? Like 300 and some pages, the exact guide. Do you know how much more perceived value came from this book? From that, it made the $3,200 that I spent on the course that much more worth it because you get a physical component, right? So being able to add physical components to your offer. The next one is spoken or audio or video, right? So that's what this course is. That most of this course is audio, video, and you're getting the spoken component of it, right? And then there's other stuff, right? So what would comprise other stuff? Other stuff would be like maybe you're having an event and they get a free event ticket. Maybe they get weekly live calls. Maybe they get access to a private Facebook group, right? Maybe they get Voxer access to you for a certain amount of time, or like Facebook Messenger or whatever it is, where they can reach out to you, they can ask you questions, and you guys can have a back and forth. Maybe they get a phone call with you, right? So there's the different components, but basically you want to stick with these 4: written, physical, spoken, and other. So Again, we're just going to reiterate what are some of the written offers you can have. You can have guides, you can have books, cheat sheets, checklists, instructions, sales scripts. There's scripts. How about physical? You can have an actual product or service if you're selling an actual product or service. You can have shirts, hats, journals are always cool. Some kind of swag, like I have this coin here that I bought. This coin cost me $26, even though it probably cost them a dollar to make. But the reason I bought it is because it's a reminder. It says you could leave life right now, and it's a daily reminder to appreciate the moment and to take full advantage of each and every day. So there's more perceived value in this, right? So it can be something like symbolic, kind of like that. But physical aspects, and this is obviously if you're selling something for 37, $47, you don't have to, like, unless you're selling a physical product as part of your offer, you don't have to have a physical element. But when you start getting up into the $1,000, $3,000 range, you definitely want to have some kind of physical component that people get, or some kind of in-person component, right? The next thing, spoken offers, right? Very easy. You can do audiobooks, you can do video courses, you can do the video courses and then rip the audio and say audio. You also get the audio version, right? That's all additional value. And then other offers, like we talked about, you got event tickets, you got Facebook groups, you got online communities, one-on-one consultations, you got mastermind groups. So there's all these different things that you can use to increase the perceived value of your offer. And so I want to give an example, because I know like people will watch this and it can get overwhelming, right? It's like, okay, man, well, I'm just selling socks, bro. I'm just selling socks, man. How am I supposed to do this with socks, right? So I want to show you how you can literally create an offer out of anything. There is no excuse for you not to be able to create an offer. And if you find an excuse, you're full of shit. I'm just calling you out on it. Okay, so say I wanted to sell you socks, right? So first thing, what do I got to know? I got to know who my ideal customer is. Say I'm selling socks to girls that play soccer, right? Say they're athletic socks, and my ideal customer is girls who play soccer. Okay, so the first thing is, okay, I give them socks. What's the problem that the sock will create? Okay, maybe their feet stink, right? Maybe like these socks, they're great. They keep everything nice and tight, and they work well. But the socks, if because you're running and playing soccer, your feet will stink. So then I might offer you some kind of spray that you spray in your shoe that prevents your cleats from stinking, right? Okay, so now you got the sock, and then you got the spray. What else? What other problems are presented when you are selling socks to a girl who plays soccer? Maybe the sizes, right? Maybe sometimes the sizes don't fit. So okay, cool. I'm gonna send you two sizes, and as part of this offer, so you can wear either one, or you can wear both, right? So you get two sizes, so you don't have to worry about which one fits you right. What else? What else would they need? Oh, okay. So I know that there are girls that play soccer. Maybe I'm going to give them an instructional guide on how to best tie your cleats in order to prevent all ankle injuries and maximize your speed. Right. So now they're getting the socks, they're getting the spray, they're getting the two sizes, they're getting the guide on how to maximize their speed and prevent injury. And then, you know what I mean? Like, so I can build an offer out of anything. Anything. It doesn't matter. We did it with water bottles. We did it with chapstick, right? You can build an offer out of anything. You just have to be creative. You have to get yourself out of the box and just think, right? Think. Don't rely on everyone else. Part of this is being a self solver, someone that can look at a problem and find a way to solve it. Not without having to call a million people or ask people or not. Find a way to solve your problem, right? So I don't want to hear the excuse that, oh, my industry is different. Oh, my product or service is different. You're full of shit. Everything in the world can be turned into an offer. You just have to be creative enough to come up with it. It's very simple. Selling you this mouse. What's the problem that this mouse creates? Oh, well, you got a mouse, but if you're using it on your desk without a mouse pad, it's gonna be shitty, right? So you're gonna need a mouse pad. Okay, now you got a mouse pad. What's the next problem? Oh, well, you got your mouse pad. But one thing that your computer screen, if you're using your mouse on 10x speed, it's going to be messed up, right? Whatever it is, you make some shit up. That's part of this game. But in all reality, it's just solving the next problem. You can create an offer out of anything, right? Maybe you teach people, okay, maybe this is a gaming mouse, and you have people that you give people a guide to be the best Fortnite player in America, right? So whatever it is, it's knowing your ideal customer, it's having your main product, and then it's turning it into an offer that your ideal customer has to say yes to. The ideal customer is the most important key to this, because if you just try to create offers out of nothing without a certain person in mind, that's when we'll struggle. That's when we will have issues. That's when we will say it doesn't work, because we don't know who we're talking to, right? I'm just going to keep giving examples because I think it's that important. I'm looking for stuff around my desk. Okay, this jump rope, right? This jump rope. So this jump rope, I can go to GNC and buy for like whatever, $15, right? Okay, but if I know my ideal customer is say my ideal customer is a mom, right? Is a mom that has 2 or more kids and is busy and doesn't have a lot of time to work out, right? And so, okay, I know my ideal customer is a mom. So, okay, mom, here's what you're going to get. First thing you're going to get is this jump rope, right? And this jump rope is specifically designed where you can adjust the height. You can, do things if you're just getting started and it hits your shins, it won't hurt. It has like this release technology. But that's the first thing you're going to get. The next thing I'm going to get, because I know you're busy, I'm going to give you a 10-minute workout guide, right? So it's literally going to give you different workouts that are going to help you get the results you're looking for in only 10 minutes a day. And then I know that the other thing that's important for you is making sure your nutrition is right, because when you're working out and you're doing this jump rope stuff, it's going to be amazing, but if you're not eating properly, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. So I'm also going to give you our extreme jump rope nutrition guide for moms, and it's going to show you how to best maximize your nutrition. What are the things you want to stay away from? What are the things you want to eat regularly? And then some of the foods that are sometimes foods. So when you're taking your kids out, or you're having a family dinner, you know what to put on the table, and you know what can be added sometimes, right? And then the other thing that I know you might worry about, as a mom, is jump roping can be uncomfortable, right? So I'm also going to give you our extreme corporate things sports bra. So when you're jump roping, if you're doing it outside or whatever, you feel comfortable, you feel confident, right? So in all, you're going to get the jump rope, you're going to get the 10-minute workout guide, you're going to get the nutrition plan, and you're going to get the sports bra. I'm actually going to give you two of the sports bras, just so I know you might work out today and then work out tomorrow. You don't want to have to wash it every day, right? So you're going to get 2 sports bras. Normally that would sell individually for about $180. Today I'm going to give it to you for only $47. Okay. Do you see how powerful this is? That's what I need you to realize in this course. And that's the energy, that's the mindset that you got to approach when you put together your offer. And so here's your homework for module number 7. I want you to put together your complete offer. And so what you might need to do is go back to the offer psychology presentation and start looking at some of those things, right? Remember, they have the fear about the vehicle, they have an internal fear, and they have an external fear, right? Normally, the vehicle fear is like, oh, is this really a good mouse? Oh, is this really a good jump rope? Oh, is this really a good pen? That one should be easy for you to overcome, right? You give them the thing, you tell them why it's awesome. The next one is internal. Internal is like self-doubt, right? Oh, I don't know. Can I even jump rope, right? Oh, I don't know. My handwriting sucks, right? Oh, what would be an internal fear about this mouse? Oh, my hand might be too big, right? My hand might be too big, or I don't know if I can use it because it kind of sits in my palm a little weird, right? So that could be an internal fear. And then external is like moving out. So like an external fear about the jump rope is I don't have enough time, right? I'm a busy mom, I don't have enough time to jump rope. Or an external fear here is like, okay, cool, you showed me how to handwrite great, but I don't have nice paper. Like if I'm going to be sending handwritten letters out to my prospects, I don't have nice paper to write on, right? So do you see the components of this? Okay. So here's your job. Your homework tonight is to put together your offer. So you want to include, and you don't have to include all of these. You can mix it up, whatever. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to brainstorm every single thing that you can think about. And as ridiculous as it sounds, you can put it down. So like, for example, for my offer, I can say, like when I coach people, I can when I first did this, I said, okay, maybe I can go to their house and stay with them for a week and wake them up in the morning and take them to do a workout and push them and do this, hold them accountable, and then maybe we all go to Fiji, and in Fiji we go stay at Tony Robbins Resort and we hang out on the beach and we're going through this personal development challenge, and then maybe we all go on a cruise, right? And we go on a cruise to Jamaica, and in Jamaica we go help rescue kids, right? So I can come up with all this crazy, ridiculous stuff. And then what I do after I do it in each of these components, right? Written, physical, spoken, and other. I come out with this crazy list of all kinds of shit. And then what I do is I eliminate. And I say, this isn't realistic. Nah, I don't really want to do that. Nah, I didn't really feel this. And then what happens is you end up with an offer that makes sense. And then what you do is you take that offer and you put it into the sections. So what components of that offer make the vehicle something that people no longer have to be scared about? Okay, and then once you do the vehicle, then you say, okay, what components of this offer can help people overcome their internal fears about not being able to do it, or not being good enough, or not, I can't, I won't be able to, all that bullshit. What components of your offer can help people overcome that? And then the third part is external. What components of your offer help people solve the issue of time, solve the issue of other people, solve the issue of money, external resources. And so that is your homework for today. I know this lesson was a little bit more intense because it's important, and because I like no excuses, no bullshit, figure it out. You know what I mean? That's the philosophy. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.